Hello and welcome back to the Calvin Crypto video. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we are back with another banger PulseChain video, giving us the latest of PDAI news, which I'm very excited to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, PDAI is now officially deflationary. PDAI can actually go to $1 without any OA over collateralization. We're going to talk about this in the video, so watch the whole video through. You will leave this video more bullish than ever about PDAI's narrative, one of PulseChain's greatest USPs, especially with its DeFi 3.0 season that we're going to see very, very soon. It could really be the unicorn of DeFi in this bull run. It is really exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, PDAI right now giving us an opportunity of 171x to its path to $1. Likewise with PWBTC, which is actually very cool because we're seeing them now synced up in the same ratio of DAI to the real Bitcoin price, which you can see here, it's 84,000. If we look at Bitcoin's PWBTC's price in terms of PDAI, it is 83,500 PDAI, which is so close. This is the same ratio, and that's exactly what we love to see, because guys, this is why you have to join the Telegram group chat. We talk about stuff like this. This is why V2 liquidity for the PWBTC and the PDAI is actually a very underrated route. Okay, this can be a massive money printer, passive income, guys. Okay, yes, right now it's only printing 30% APR, but do remember it's all based on volume. And right now, yes, volume is extremely low. What do we expect? We're at times of extreme fear. And this is why you need to think about predicting where's the masses going to be. B, where the others are not there yet. Okay, this is why you subscribe to my videos. The information asymmetry that you have over the 99% of other people that don't know about PulseChain, don't know about PDAI. Okay, some people are waiting for more confirmation from Richard Hart to then jump into PDAI. Okay, so it is a risk-reward scenario here. I think the ratio of reward is much higher than the risk. So going with the latest updates here from 9 Iron Capital, I suggest everyone to go follow him. Effectively, my videos are secondary research. If you want to take more time to do your own research and due diligence, go check out the primary resource, people like 9 Iron Capital and Decentralize Me as well. I'll leave their Twitter handles in the description. So this is one of his latest tweets. Says Richard Hart is competing for the largest prize in crypto, USD liquidity. It is by far the biggest opportunity, and we are witnessing the rollout of crypto's first debt-funded system using PRV, PComp, and PCRV in tandem with a deficit in PMaker is nation-state-like stuff. Well done, sir. Now, these are different tokens within the MakerDAO ecosystem, which we're gonna talk about their roles and how they fit and how they help in terms of mechanisms in making PDAI $1. So going through one of his latest findings, we have a thread here that says, today, PDAI turned deflationary. Live auctions are in PMaker system offering minted PMaker, which can be purchased for PDAI, which PMaker will burn. PMaker believes it is under collateralized by 21.7 million PDAI, and it's offering compensation in PMaker to burn this deficit. So yes, you heard it. And by the way, another way of saying debt auctions in the context of this PMaker system is called flop auctions. And also it is now, you can see that it's minus 21 million PDAI. It's actually now around minus 124 million PDAI. We're going to talk about what does that mean for PDAI. So going back to it here, we're going to scroll down. An increasingly larger deficit will be amassed as the 5996 wallet, now the A90D wallet, repays bad debts in the lending derivative markets that it holds a monopoly of, such as ADAI, AUSDC, etc., using newly minted PMaker. There is an incredible divide in the PulseChain community, and this message is directly to the haters. PDAI is about to create an enormous amount of liquidity on chain. Every Richard Hart token will benefit. Take the time to learn about PMaker, flop auctions, and why this works. And this is exactly why I made this video. Now, this is not the best beginner-friendly video about PDAI, so keep that in mind. I have done better beginner-friendly ones. I can make another one that's slightly updated. And actually, by the way, I just want to speak about the opportunity here, because he mentioned how this is one of the greatest liquidity games, right? First of all, when we think about stable coins, to put it into perspective, the total market cap for all stable coins in crypto is around 230 billion. So this is a huge opportunity for Richard Heart if he pulls this off, okay, which by the way has never been done before. This is why it's amazing to be part of this. It's a history in the making. He's going to attract a lot of whales who's going to want to participate in this system either on its way to $1 or when it reaches $1. And actually, guys, to keep it very frank, I think the volume that we see nowadays with PDAI and PWC is going to be fractional by the time we reach parity/pegging. I think it will be enormous, especially when Richard will probably have different incentives, such as the PulseX farms, where he's going to have the PWTC, EWTC, the PDAI, EDAI farms, and perhaps even a stable swap, but just for the P copies, PSDC, PSDT, and PDAI. You just never know. The opportunities here is really endless. It's very, very exciting. But going back to it, here it says, to the PDAI family, this is it. Enjoy the ride. PDAI was and will always be inevitable. This is not financial advice. Resume the pegging. So that's one of the threads here. We're going to move on to the next thread here that really explains everything that you need to know with a few great pictures here. I just want to say a big thank you to the YouTube members who are choosing to support my small channel. Do remember they get access to my members exclusive videos, which right now is a 5 video part series, and to the highlighted comments here, great as always. I will wait for that 1,000 or 10,000x. If God desires it, he can make us rich, the men of God that buy PulseChain. Amen to that, brother. And here he says, thank you very much for the perspectives. Awesome presentation. Goodness to you. Thank you very much, guys, for the comments. I read them all. It is really a pleasure making these videos for you guys. And a quick note that the YouTube members get 100% discount on all my courses, such as the Complete Crypto and DeFi Security Guide, where I cover all the different attack vectors that you need to watch out so you can understand the landscape, especially if you're taking crypto very, very seriously, how you can mitigate against them. So give the course a read, link in the description. If you want to become a YouTube member, you will get a 100% discount code. Aside from that, I will leave a 50% discount code in the description. So yeah, give the course a read. It's a 6 video series of 1.5 hours worth of content, and you don't even need to hear it from me. There's a rating right there, in depth, straight to the point, and a good mix of theory and practical. I recommend the course if you're serious about keeping your crypto safe. Cheers, Khaled. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the people who are leaving ratings. I really do appreciate this. For those interested in the PDAI collateralization process, here it is. PMaker is about to start minting once the 6.5 day auction queue allows the call of the flop. It will be flash loaned into PAVE by the PBAL. So this is kind of like it's called the balancer. PAVE is effectively the lending protocol. PMaker is obviously the government's token here. Okay, so PAVE assets up, PDAI supply down. PDAI to $1 is inevitable. And here he shows a flow chart, which is pretty cool. Shows you here PAVE. PAVE stores PMaker and the PA maker. Effectively, this is another version of PMaker that's kind of injected in PAVE. And you can see here it's a collateral now, allowing people to borrow if the equity value. And basically the PMaker token that goes into Aave here is minted in the deficit auctions. P balancer arbs PDAI with a flash loan. So basically the P balancer here manages all the liquidities and executes the flash loans. So yeah, the PAVE here, once it takes into the PMaker, it turns it into a collateral, which is this token here, PA maker. And then that goes into the PA BAL where fuels. And then the PA maker is used by the P balancer. As you guys can see here, it says P BAL borrows PDAI from the PAVE. And then once it acquires its PDAI, which could be from a liquidity pool such as the PDAI/Atropa, it then burns that PDAI in the PMaker auctions, the flop auctions, to earn PMaker. So again, it mints the PMaker, which could be it is the incentive for people to participate in the flop auctions. So yeah, here it says, which is then committed to PAVE to pay back what it is borrowed, or what it borrowed. So reducing that system surplus. Again, we need this to be in a healthy state. It really helps towards PDAI going to that $1. I just want to quickly refer to why this is extremely bullish. Here he says Richard Heart is about to collateralize the back end of PMaker and peg PDAI without a dollar needed from the OA bags. This has enormous implications. Eventually, as the vault's debt clears, PMaker will become a sink for Pulse, also making it more deflationary, as wrapped ETH is equal to Pulse. Many will soon realize that with the PDAI, PulseX, Pulse being deflationary, while PIV grows, PulseChain is likely to start sucking liquidity in from Ethereum. This doesn't likely come through the public bridge, but potentially through layer zeros like a balancer. The stage is now set. It's just a matter of when. The TLDR, PIV, is the Fort Knox. PMaker is the Federal Reserve. PBalancer is the Treasury Department. PDAI is the US dollar. The Bidenomics, PMaker surplus, is being replaced with Doge and Trump's balanced budget, PMaker deficit. Time to enjoy the ride. First one to see the flash loans start wins. Congratulations to the wallets running this in the background. You are about to create history, and well played, friends. PDAI to $1 is inevitable. Scrolling back up here just to show you guys how this piece is back to Richard Hart, and with PWBTC it is very, very bullish. Here he says, firstly, all this can be proven on chain. PBalancer owns all of the PIV lending pools, and have a guess who added them there. The same people who are running PBalancer, PIV, PMaker, and cleaning up PComp. It is important to remember this. So the largest PBalancer owner by Richard Hart's 2822 wallet. Okay, so keep that in mind. The second largest PIV owner is by Richard Hart's 2822 wallet again. And then PComp still looks broken, but the same wallets are trying to fix it. It will work like PIV eventually. So remember that 2822 wallet? Well, yes, that's the same exact wallet that owns 21% of PWTC. Again, this is undeniably, guys, undeniably Richard Hart. Do you want another reason? We're going to go to another screenshot provided here by Decentralize Me. Big shout out to him. A link in the description to his Twitter. Go follow him. Okay, this is a nice little video that shows PulseChain within its first days, guys, of launch. Things were happening. The 2822 wallet adds liquidity to then aid with another wallet here, which again is another Richard Hart wallet that raided the PIV to then gain control over the PMaker. So having majority governance control, and then here it pumps the price, and then obviously whatever happened here, and then basically the rest is history. And here's a couple of screenshots that I saved that will help you understand how this DAI stablecoin is algorithmically backed. Okay, so first of all, for a token to be pegged at $1, we're talking about DAI. Even the one on Ethereum is exactly the same thing, because remember, PDAI is a fork of the one from Ethereum created by the MakerDAO, decentralized autonomous organization, and as simple as by having personal vaults, right? And these personal vaults have to be over collateralized by 150% of its circulating supply. So the circulating supply of PDAI is right now 23.9 billion. So keep that in mind. And as you can see here, this is the PDAI supply distribution. So of the roughly 24 billion, 5 billion of PDAI is actually in circulation, where the other 5 billion came with the fork. So that's fork EDAI. And then the rest, 12 billion, is owned by Richard. Again, this is really, really good. We want, it's a similar concept with the OA holdings. Okay, it's a proven concept. We've seen what happened with Hex in the previous bull run. It is one of the factors that helped Hex do that 10,000x. So this is really, really good that basically half the supply is owned by Richard. A handful of billions is in circulation. And another fun fact here, the top liquidity pool for PDAI is this one right here that has 2.9 billion worth of PDAI. Guess what pool is that for? We're going to double check that right now by going on to PulseChain, clicking on top and sorting by liquidity, because if you didn't know, the thickest liquidity in PulseChain is actually Atropa / PDAI. Yes. Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, this makes Atropa a leverage of PDAI, and of course PDAI is a leverage on the whole of PulseChain. PulseChain is a leverage on the whole of Ethereum. Ethereum is a leverage on the whole of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a leverage on the whole of the stock market, S&P 500. S&P 500 is a leverage of, the bonds and basically fiat cash. You know what I mean? That's the whole, I've literally just described the risk curve, ladies and gentlemen. It is really excited to be part of this opportunity. I started making videos about PDAI when it was 3,800 X away from $1. What a journey. We are literally in the history in the making. Okay, so again, do not sleep on Atropa, because I actually do feel like it is a matter of time until Richard Hart talks about Atropa. So I have made tons of videos on this. I will make a video on this very, very soon. And also, by the way, if you look at PulseChain today, I mean, Teddy Bear overdue. Big shout out to everyone who caught the dip on Teddy Bear. I think it fell all the way down as low as 17 million market cap. Absolutely crazy. What a steal. Okay, even I myself, by the way, I doubled my position in Teddy Bear, believe it or not. It took a long time, a lot of DCA, but I've been DCAing the past weeks because I just feel FOMO when I see these extremely cheap prices, because I already, I'm optimistic. I'd like to think I'm optimistic in a realistic way. But big shout out to Teddy Bear. This is a huge win for Atropa, and with more and more to come. Other tokens like Atropa, within the main tokens within Atropa ecosystem, down, TSFI, and of course Teddy Bear here, right? And tons of other ones like Treasury Bill. Big shout out to the people who are holding those as well. So anyways, moving on. And going back to the thread here, it says the maker deficit facilitates the need to mint PMaker, and it will allow the owners of the lending pools to use flash loans to clean up the bad debts. The only people in Pulsechain that can do this are the people that own 100% of the derivative lending pools. PMaker is not going to be sold on market. It is likely to be converted into the PA maker. So remember, that's basically the collateralized maker within the PAVE lending protocol. So you can borrow PDAI from it. See the PAVE governance discussion here. It is possible, and it looks like it's already being done on Pulsechain. Huge stuff. The PA maker will become a growing asset pool in the PAVE, which the balancer will be able to use flash loans to buy PDAI, to commit it into the PMaker auctions, repay the PMaker to the PAVE, and lend against that to repay the PDAI. So again, this is a little bit complicated here. This is why you probably want to make a flowchart, and this is absolutely fun if you don't get it. Even I myself, guys, I'm still wrapping my head around this. This is very exciting stuff, but it does make sense. And by the way, this is not some crazy stuff that's we're just pulling out of thin air. This already exists within Ethereum. We have exactly the same model. It's the same smart contracts. We're a literal fork of that, but here in Pulsechain, but more bullish, because now we have a PDAI that is more decentralized than ever. We have a PDAI that's not at $1 yet. So this is an opportunity that's really never been done before. It's so cool. It really is so cool. This will all happen within a single block that can be repeated. And by the way, just a quick fun fact. If you guys want to see a successful pegging, okay, at a smaller scale, but a successful pegging. Do you remember when I talked about the P stables? There's PDAI that we know of. There's PSDT. There's PSDC. Okay, so let me show you. There was this event that happened sometime in 2024. Okay, this is a success story. So this is PSDC. Okay, at some point, it was obviously it's on its own. Yes, it was bonded with PDAI a lot through Hart's law, but it was still roughly trading around 50%, cheaper than PDAI. Same thing with PSDT. Okay, but if we click on, ladies and gentlemen, if we click on the PDAI chart to compare it against PDAI, look at this. Okay, so on September 23rd of 2024. A historic event happened, ladies and gentlemen. This is, in a smaller scale, proves that the vaults of the maker DAO governments literally works. Someone used flash loans to literally peg USDC to PDAI, ladies and gentlemen, and it has been 1-to-1 ever since. And you won't believe this, because actually, guys, you need to understand that if PDAI actually gets collateralized, it would literally jump from whatever price it is, even if it was at 1 cent, it would jump in a few seconds, maybe even minutes, few seconds to that collateralized level, and it will stay there. You can see this. It does fluctuate slightly like normally, but again, this gives people opportunities to arbitrage. That's the incentive. This is why we want to have a working Aave lending protocol, a working maker DAO, the minting system. We want more collateralized maker within the Aave so people can use it with a balancer to execute the flash loans. It is so exciting. Like, this is all part of the game. Like, wow. So again, this is a success story. It is at a smaller scale, but obviously this is a huge win for people who are holding a USDC, because that is basically the easiest 2x you'll ever do, and the quickest. This literally took a few minutes. So yeah, there's that. I've decided to ask it how it makes PDAI deflationary and how this will help it peg to $1. So this is what it has to say. PMaker auctions. Minting PMaker and burning PDAI via auctions directly reduces the PDAI supply. Okay. The P balancer flash loans. P balancer uses flash loans to inject PMaker into Piave, amplifying the lending pool's assets, which is PA Maker, and enabling PDAI borrowing and market purchases. Okay, so remember, basically the flash loan, part of the flash loan is buying PDAI off the market, reducing the pooled PDAI on those liquidity pools, making it more scarce, guys. Making it more scarce. So if demand stays the same, but scarcity increases, it literally means price goes up. Okay, and again, who's going to benefit from all of this? People like you and I, the holders. We don't need to do anything. That's the simplest thing. That's the beauty of being a long-term investor. You don't have to worry about anything. Like, you know what I mean? And if PDAI goes to $1, becomes a stable coin, somehow your asset that you've been holding goes from a risk-on asset to a risk-off asset. Like, you don't even need to take profits. It's so crazy. What an exciting time to be in PulseChain. So let's read more here. It says, Piave lending. PA Maker in Piave grows as a collateral. Okay, allowing PDAI to be borrowed, bought, and burnt while keeping debt growth in check. And then PComp, this one is a little bit broken. A big shout out to the linker ecosystem. I made a video on it ages ago. There's the 877 dev that's basically on his mission to fix the PComp, and he's trying to acquire, I think, a threshold for PComp. So big shout out to him. I might do an update video on that ecosystem. So here, PComp cleanup likely stabilizes peripheral debts, ensuring the system's efficiency. Collateralization, withdrawals potential injection of Pulse or wrapped ETH into PMaker vaults, provides intrinsic value, anchoring the process without fiat. So if you guys also didn't know, other approved collateral types for collateralizing PDAI is also PWBTC, which we've seen that Richard Hart owns 22%? Yeah, 21% of the supply, which right now is at 32,000 PWBTC. So imagine if this goes to parity first, okay, which a lot of people speculated. I think even the Atropa dev speculated that this could go to parity first. We can see how much is the buying power. So let's actually do that right now. If you go here, click on Bitcoin, we type in 32,000. That is literally 2.6 billion in buying power, ladies and gentlemen. 2.6 billion. Okay, so that's going to help a lot with PDAI's collateralization. This reduces PDAI's 24 billion supply over time, increasing its scarcity and price towards $1. The thread suggests this could happen quickly once auctions clear after 6.5 days. So obviously, we're not going to expect it to peg in 6.5 days, though the pace depends on execution. Posts on X also mentioned PDAI becoming deflationary as P Maker's deficit rises. So this is actually a good thing. So the higher the number we see, it becomes more and more deflationary, aligning with the mechanism. So I've also asked it about the PDAI system surplus, what it means, and is it bullish? Does that mean more PDAI will be minted? So here it says, in the MakerDAO system, the system surplus typically represents the excess PDAI accumulated from fees paid by borrowers using collateralized debt positions, CDPs. A positive surplus indicates extra PDAI held by the system, often used to stabilize it by burning tokens or covering debts. However, a negative system surplus like the one that we just had, which is minus 124 million PDAI, signals a deficit, meaning the system owes more PDAI than it has. This deficit arises because PulseChain's fork of MakerDAO lacks functioning price oracles, okay, unlike Ethereum, causing discrepancies in debt tracking and collateral valuation. Posts on X and discussions elsewhere suggest this negative surplus reflects bad debts from under-collateralized vaults, where borrowers owe PDAI that the system can't fully recover due to broken mechanics post-fork. The only increasing part implies this deficit is growing, likely as more vaults remain unliquidated or new debts accrue faster than they're resolved. With PDAI supply at 24 billion and its price at basically half a cent, this deficit is significant but not overwhelming relative to the total supply, about 0.5% of circulating PDAI. Does this mean 124 million PDAI will be minted? Not necessarily, in the straightforward sense of flooding the market with new PDAI. A negative system surplus triggers mechanisms in MakerDAO's design, like debt auctions or flop auctions on PulseChain, where PMaker is minted and sold to bidders for PDAI to cover the shortfall. The PDAI raised is then burnt to reduce the deficit. So while 124 million PDAI won't be directly minted and dumped, the system might mint PMaker to incentivize actors, such as the 5996 wallet mentioned on Twitter, to repay bad debts with existing PDAI, which is then removed from the circulation. However, the thread you provided suggests PMaker minting is delayed. Example, it's basically there's an auction every 6.5 days and the process isn't fully active yet. We're only 1.5 days into the deficit as of the tweet. If the deficit keeps growing without resolution, more PMaker could eventually be minted to address it, indirectly affecting PDAI's supply through burning rather than adding new tokens. Historical X posts note that 1.3 billion PDAI minted over 3 months to repay debts, with over 80% burnt, showing this is an ongoing process rather than a one-off 124 million mint. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely exciting stuff here. And finally, I have a screenshot here that answers a few concerns that people have. Credit to our friend Somi, and this is the message. Higher debt ceiling does not equal to free money. A higher debt ceiling does not drain or allow for exploiting of PDAI. Rather, it lets new users deposit collateral and mint DAI, but only if they put sufficient collateral. Example, $150 worth of Ethereum to mint $100 of DAI if the collateral ratio is 150%. So exactly the same thing that I described earlier. Okay, so bad debt stings, but it is needed. Clearing debt is not always necessarily bad for the chart. It is a normal part of how DAI works, but the impact depends on the method chosen. But I spare you the details. In this case, yes, it brings the price down since we lack the surplus. Could be bullish if Richard Hart. Clearing the bad debt is essential to eliminate unbacked liabilities. Raising the debt ceiling then provides headroom so new vaults can open, adding fresh collateral and minting new DAI. Neither step by itself forces a price dump. In fact, repairing the system's solvency is often stabilizing or bullish for the DAI price because it demonstrates collateral behind the token and a functioning protocol. Bad debt came with PMaker DAO system because of forked balances, chain splits, and or block reorganization. Also, just to make a point, even if the debt ceiling is raised indefinitely, it would not allow for infinite minting of PDAI for free. The only way someone could mint unlimited PDAI for free would be if the government's parameters were completely disabled, so that would require a complete takeover by a bad actor. The paid out PDAI is an incentive to reward clearing up the debt, otherwise nobody would do it. It happens on the Ethereum side all the time as well. Only difference is the market instantly corrects any depeg by arbing because it has enough confidence to assume it's $1. Wow, wow, wow. Gentlemen, you have reached the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I am extremely bullish for PDAI. Have you bought the dip? It was very, very low at a lottery ticket price of $3,800 for giving you 1 million PDAI. And I think since then we have jumped 52%. Right now, a nice little 5, or actually technically it's a 6x back to all-time high. I actually see a 10 cent price in the next leg up, 10 to 12 cents. I'm actually very, very bullish about PDAI. Super, super exciting. We had a nice little correction, but guys, if you're ever in doubt, just zoom out. You'll realize that we've been through this again and again with a nice retracement. Again, it's not a reversal. Okay, it's a retracement followed by a leg up. This is basically an opportunity for the believers to just carry on accumulating their positions and keep growing their bags, because when people sell, it's effectively just a redistribution from the weak-handed to the strong-handed. Guys, the people that deserve it. Okay, at the end of the day, we are in a believers only cycle. Okay, I've been making videos since here at this point, and I've been DCing into it. So as I always say, really understand what you want to invest in and really believe what you want to invest in so that you can sleep well at night, so you can have a long-term mindset. I'm going to end the video there. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. PDAI is extremely bullish, man. I'm very happy to this. And just remember, I just want to remind you guys, the V2 liquidity is a banger. It's an underrated play here, okay? Because the P9 and PWC, they're actually correlated, okay? So impermanent loss is extremely low here. Okay, and remember, we're predicting that we're going to have higher volume days. So this APR can actually go all the way up to triple digits, 100% APR, 150%, maybe even 200% APR. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching my video. You can support my channel by becoming a YouTube member. You have access to my members' exclusive videos. Also, check out my complete crypto and DeFi security guide, link in the description, so you guys can understand the landscape that you're in, the different attack vectors, and how you can mitigate against them. It is very, very important because complacency is a very high risk. It's better to be safe than sorry. So yeah, it is a 6-part video series, around 1.5 hours worth of content, very compact. I go through practical sessions, even how you can encrypt your files with the top encryption standards. So I'm going to leave the link to that in the description. You can get a 50% discount using the code FarmersCommunity50. So yeah, I'm going to end the video there. Remember to join my Telegram link in the description, and go give me a follow on my Twitter. I do tweet a lot over there. So thank you very much. Give this video a like, comment down below what you think. What's the most exciting thing about PulseChain for you? What other projects should I talk about? And I'll catch you soon. Take care. It really helps to show other people how this course helped you understand the principles of operational security and in general giving you the best practices of crypto. So yeah, link in the description. Thank you very much, and let's continue.